Okay, here we go. So we're doing a think, pair, share. We already had time to think about it this morning. I want you guys to look at these two pictures. And the assignment this morning was to figure out how this picture and this picture were the same and how they were different. So you've already thought about it. Before you tell the class, I want you to partner up with somebody near you and tell them what you wrote down or what you think. How are they the same and how are they different? Okay. So, raise your hand and tell me something that you or your partner thinks about how they're the same or how they're different. Zayden?
I said they're the same because they all have the same pattern.
Same pattern? Okay. Zayden says they have the same pattern. Anybody agree with Zayden? Is that what anybody else said? Colin said it?
No.
And Kanaya, or no, Aaron and Brooklyn and Camden thought the same thing. Okay, cool. Natasha, what you got?
I think they're different because like that hexagon thingy, and that one has like slices and all that.
Okay, I like you use the word hexagon. You're thinking, Kenzie? The shapes are shaping, huh? Okay, so one has slices. Is that good, Mantasha? And one doesn't? Did anybody say what this is Mantasha's thinking. Anybody say what Mantasha said? Brooklyn and Zahira and Kenzie and Josiah. All right, what does somebody else think? Kanaya?
They're different because one of them are like, it's easy to like part them and everybody can get a share of the hexagon, and one of them is half parted, and one you have to like divide.
Okay, so one, everybody gets a piece, and one you have to cut. So is it kind of like this one? One has slices, one's divided up for us, and one's not. It's good. Okay, so Kanaya said it differently. She agrees. Everyone is on the same page with this one. Good, Kanaya. Thank you. Mia?
It's different because it's probably the two ones that were cut are probably yellow.
Okay, one is yellow. We don't know the colors, right? Because it's black and white. But we know one's yellow and one's a different color. Okay, good. Thank you. Josiah?
Two of them are a whole, like the same.
So these two are one whole. And I like you use the word whole. Good. Colin?
My similarity is the same as Josiah's, and my difference is the same as Mantasha's.
Okay, so Josiah and Mantasha. Cool. Zayden, last person.
I think they're different because on the other side they're using triangles.
Uh-huh. So this side they're using triangles, and what about this side?
It's like they're like a normal pattern, but like on one other side there's like a slice of only 3 triangles.
Okay, so one side has, so there, I see 3 on this side too, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So those are the same, but you're saying this doesn't have the slices like this one does? Okay, and that's kind of what Mantasha and Kanaya and our friends were saying too. I like how everybody's on the same, like everybody's picking up on things about how they're cut. Cool. Okay, so we've been learning about fractions and recently about how fractions can be greater than 1, what to do, and we call those mixed numbers, okay? Today I'm going to teach you how to represent a mixed number using kind of like this, using visual fraction models, okay? So we're gonna talk about numbers that have whole number parts and fraction parts, and how we can decompose them. Decompose means what? We learned this already from our soil. What does decompose mean? Colin, what does decompose mean?
Like break into many pieces.
Decompose, yeah, means break into many pieces. What else is it?
Decompose also means something is breaking up and going into a different place.
Yeah, so we'll just say when we decompose something, we're gonna break it down to smaller pieces. So when we are decomposing numbers today, we're gonna break those big numbers down into smaller numbers, okay? I want you to turn to this page in your work. Okay? All right, we're gonna read the problem. It says, Sienna needs to measure 2 3/4 cups of flour. She must be making something with a lot of flour, huh? To make muffins, yum. She only has the cup shown. So here's a picture of what she's got. How many times will Sienna need to fill the measuring cup? Okay, so she's trying to measure out this much flour. She needs a lot of flour. This is the only measuring cup she has. How much is this measuring cup, guys?
1/4.
1/4. So it's asking me how many times Sienna needs to fill up this measuring cup to make all of her muffins that she's going to make. So first thing that I noticed is that this number right here is a mixed fraction or a mixed number. Okay? It's got two whole number parts, and it's got a fraction part. Y'all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So the question's asking me how many times that Sienna needs to use a measuring cup right here. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's blowing her nose.
Oh, okay. For the unit fraction. So I need to figure out how many times that she's going to use this measuring cup. So we're going to draw a picture. Who here is a visual learner? Okay, cool. So we're going to draw a visual model to represent this mixed number of 2 3/4. So to represent 2 3/4, okay, I need to first draw how many holes? Who said it? Mia? Yeah, 2 holes, right? So I'm going to do 1 bar and 1 bar. And I'm going to fill them all the way in, right? Because that's 1 hole, 2 holes, okay? Am I done yet though? I have 2 holes. What else do I need to add? My fraction, right?
Yep.
So now I have to add my fraction on here, okay? I'm going to draw my 3rd hole, okay? And I know that I have to cut it into 4 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason why I know that is I cut into fourths is because my denominator is 4. So finally, I need to shade in 3 of those 4 equal parts to represent 3/4, okay? So now I have this model of the mixed number. This is going to help me with this word, decompose 2 3/4 into fraction parts. So I know I have 2 holes, 1 hole, 2 hole, and so I can rewrite that as just saying 1 plus 1 plus 3/4, right? Okay, this equation can help me write this number as the sum of 3 fractions, okay? So I know if I have, let's see, what color should I do? I have 2 holes here. Okay, and I have 3/4 here, right? I know that the same thing as 1 hole could be 4/4, right? So if I had the same thing and it was cut into 4 equal parts, I could say, hey, this is 1 hole, or I could say, hey, this is 4/4. Okay, so I have 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 3/4. Okay? Another way I could write that if I was only using 1/4 is to say 1/4 plus 2/4. Oh, I'm sorry. 1/4 plus this is another 1/4 plus what is this piece, guys?
3/4.
3/4, but just for the sake of this decomposing, I'm only gonna say what the value is of just each square. So this one square right here is what, y'all? 1/4. All right. Now I'm down here. How much is that square?
1/4.
Plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus, you'll never guess what I'm gonna write. 1/4. Oh, I ran out of room. Plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And I gotta stop the brakes there because this one doesn't count, right? It's not filled in. We didn't have that one. Okay? So now I'm going to count out all of the unit fractions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I just got 11 1/4 cups. Okay? The question was, how many times will Sienna need to fill up the measuring cup that's 1/4? Okay? And so I just decomposed the number into 1/4. I counted up all the 1/4 and I got 11. So this means Sienna needs to fill up her cup 11 times to get 2 3/4. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, let's practice this now with the problem that you guys have, okay? I'll leave this one on the board, but I want you guys to go to the next problem, okay? So everybody turn to this page right here that you see. Here's that word again, decompose or break down. It says, how can you decompose 3 1/3? Write an equation to show the decomposition into unit fractions and as a sum of all the unit fractions. Remember to include how you write the mixed number as a fraction. Okay, that was a lot of information. First, what I want you to do for this 3 1/3, I want you to first just draw a visual model. So everybody draw on your page, what does 3 1/3 looks like? So remember on mine, right here, this was my visual model for 2 3/4. You do the same thing, and people in the back, you do the same thing for 3 1/3, okay? Don't do anything else, just first just show me a visual model of 3 1/3. I'm gonna come around and see. How many holes do I have? This one has 2, so I have 2 holes. How many holes do you have? So how many bars do you talk first? Yeah. That's 3, but you also have a little bit over here, so you're gonna have to have actually how many bars total? 4, right? You got 3 holes plus 1. Kenzie, don't forget, we're doing 3 1/3. This one's the example, one's 2 3/4. But you're doing 3. So this thing that I did was 2 4, right? 1 2. What's your other number? 3. So you say you have 3 bars. Christian, I see you have 1, but you got some more left, right? Because it's 3 1/3. Good. But how many pieces are there? You drew 4 pieces, but how many pieces is the denominator? holes do I have? This one's got 2 holes. I need to go now. Just 31 papers, right? Okay. Okay, so I see a lot of us knew, let me go to the next part, to go ahead and draw your model, and almost all of us drew 3 to start out. You guys all did 1, 2, 3. If you forgot, that's okay, this is why this is practice. Okay? And our denominator is what, y'all? 3. So I segment these, or I partition these into how many pieces? 3. So everybody made 3 pieces. This represents how many holes though, guys? 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole. Am I done?
Nope. No.
No, because what is it? 3 and what?
4. 3 and 1.
3 and 1 what? Hole. 3 and 1 third. 3 and 1 third. So am I done here? Oh, so we have to make sure that we draw 4 fraction bars, right? Okay, so don't forget. I know it's 4, but really it's 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 holes, and 1 third. Now I still want us now to decompose. Okay, if your picture doesn't look like mine, you can use my picture to help your brain. Okay, I want you to decompose this big number of 3 and 1 thirds into just 1 third. Right? So when I did it with the previous one, I counted each one up. I said 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So now it's your turn to do it, except you're doing it with this model. So write down, what would you say? Blah, da, 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 plus this, what would you write? How would you decompose that? How would you break it down? How would you decompose it? Right, have this. Price, yours looks good. Now decompose it, buddy. Okay, so you're gonna do 1/3 if you're stuck. I'm gonna get you started. Plus 1/3. Plus what's this one? But I have to keep going until all the shaded 1/3 are accounted for. So far I have 3, but I have a lot more left to go, right? And you can just write it as one big line. Yeah, you can do it this way, you can just write it out. Good job, Kristen. Good job, Josiah and Colin. Jaden, we're decomposing the numbers. You see how I started it for us? 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. You keep going. Good start, Price. Are we done? Price? How many 1/3 do we have so far? 1, 2, 3.
Second one?
Keep working. You gotta finish decomposing your number, okay? Are you guys good back here? I see lots of different strategies. You guys are using manipulatives. You guys are using number lines. Awesome. Okay. Now that we've done that, here's your next thing that you're going to do. There are 2 worksheets here. One is a diagnostic. This is helping me help you. It's going to ask you 3 different questions about what we've learned so far. I'm gonna see what you're confused about, or if you do great, and then we'll move on from there. So I need you guys to do your best and do this part independently. So I know it's in your brain and not your neighbor's brain, okay? This worksheet is about little Miss Claire, and she is making some lasagna and wants to share it with some people. So all of these squares in here are not squares, they're rectangles. They're lasagna pans, and they want you to practice dividing your lasagna pans up in front and back. When you finish that, you can do your splash learn assignments. I'm gonna call people over there in small groups. Any questions? Yes. Oh yeah, Erin will tell you. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, you guys can go back to your desk. If someone is sitting at your desk, just fill these two first, okay? And then you can go, there's a desk right there, but if someone's sitting at your desk, just go sit somewhere differently from today. Just go ahead and sit in Cody's desk, because he's in your desk. All right, don't forget to grab a worksheet on your way out.
I found one of sticking attendance. Bye-bye.
Well, Sahira, will you, let's see. I think we're good. Do you want to go put this in the small group? I'm on the other video camera. Okay. I'm coming through with this, y'all. If you do not have your video form signed, stay back there. Okay. Will y'all scooch out of the way really quick? Okay. Josiah, will you pull the thing through? Yeah.
It's Josiah. No, it's Josiah's.
Taylor.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh man. Oh man. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Okie dokie. Okay. When I call your name, come over here. Otherwise, you are quietly working, okay? All right.
Can I go use the bathroom?
Let me get... If I call your name and you're in my back table, just ignore. This is just going off my data. Okay, let me get Mia, Mantasha, Taylor, and Josiah. No, just bring your pencil. Okay, we are working quietly. I know y'all are new desks, but I want y'all to do this on your own, okay? Okay. Here we go. Hey, it's okay that Sahira, if you don't have room, just sit on the carpet. You're okay. Okay. Here we go, y'all. I need little cards. Does everybody have cards? Okay, cool. All right.